Hello student, today we are going to talk about concept of earthing. So our earth is modeled as a sphere having huge mass, and this is a neutral sphere, neutral charge sphere, and it has the huge capacity. So capacitance of earth is 711 microfarad, and the resistance of earth is approximate 0 to 10 ohm. We earthing done on the appliances uses in daily purpose because of to prevent human body from the shock, as our body flows have internal resistance that is approximate 1000 ohm for dry body, and when the body is wet its resistance would be 500 to 1000 ohm. So when we have to touch in high voltage, then our dead skin, that is we will protect ourselves, that is the behave as a insulator, so the it's break the protective layer and we absorb the shock. So earthing is very necessary to prevent the shock while the current is leaking in the circuit. So our earth is assumed to be as a zero potential, and we have to how the redistribution of charge in on metallic surface after the earthing. So this phenomena we understood here. So let us start. So we take a solid sphere. This is a solid sphere. At initial condition, the solid sphere having no charge. This is a solid sphere and initial it's having no charge. So radius of this solid sphere is r, and here at a distance that is x, when a charge is placed from its radius plus q charge is placed here. So this is a isolated solid sphere. So and this sphere is connected by a key, and here earthing is done. This is a symbol of earthing. This is a key. When key is closed, key is open. So while placing a charge at x distance from the sphere, so the negative charge induced here in that side, and the positive charge induced at the opposite side. This is the positive charge. So at that situation, that position, all the charge, whole charge on the surface of a sphere is zero. So we know for a solid isolated conducting sphere, the electric field inside would be zero. So let's suppose this is the center of a sphere, and here this in this region potential is constant. So when key is open, then the potential of sphere would be that the potential of surface. So potential of surface would be written as kq upon x. This is positive. Kq upon x due to charge this. Potential here the surface and as well as at the center. When the K key is closed, then the scenario becomes K key is closed, then the potential here becomes zero, and electric field vanishes here. electric field also 0 here. So we can write spherical, that is equal to Vc, that becomes 0. So by this, due to this charge, so due to this charge, this would be kq upon x plus, suppose here charge q is transferred from the earth. So this becomes kqe upon r. R is the radius of sphere. So QE would be KK cancel minus RYX into Q. So this negative charge, the value, this negative charge is transferred from the earth. So minus RYXYQ charge would be transferred from the ground. Yeah, otherwise we can say also positive RQYX charge transfer from the sphere to earth. Also say R positive charge transfer from sphere to earth. Either say minus RQIX charges transfer from the earth or RQIX charges transfer from the earth. If we move this charge towards the center, then potential at C increases and more charge transfer, positive charge transfer from the sphere to earth. When Q charge moves away from the sphere, so potential at C would be decreases and less charge transfer from the sphere to earth. So we take a case of isolated plate, charge plate. So isolated charge plate, and on earthing the phenomena observed here. So here this is a isolated charge plate, isolated charge plate. This is a isolated charge plate. Suppose Q charge is here, so we know plus Qy2 charge distributed on both face, inner and outer. This is Qy2, this is also Qy2. Thereafter, we have earthing done. Suppose this is the situation here. We have earthed here. So on earthing, the whole Q charge, the potential of the plate becomes 0. So the whole Q charge transfer to the earth. So finally charge becomes 0. Initially charge was plus Q and whole charge transfer to the earth. So finally charge becomes 0. So system of plates, two plates, and here we take first place is charge and another is neutral, not charged. So Q charge is here. So we know charge is uniformly distributed on both faces. So this will be Qy2 plus Qy2, and here the negative charge induced and here positive charge induced, like as. So this would be minus Qy2, this would be plus Qy2. On earthing, so on earthing the potential here at that plate would be 0, and some negative charge flow from earth to plate. So this negative charge would be the charge, the opposite total charge on the first plate, that is minus q charge, would be flown from the ground to the plate. So we see here the on after grounding, the charge distribution, the redistribution of charge is here. This is first plate, this is second plate. So redistribution of charge. By the redistribution of charge, here the minus qy2 charge, here the negative charge, here the negative charge from minus q, cancel out this charge. So here charge becomes 0 and minus qy2 charge shifted here inside. So here charge becomes minus q. Similarly, the charge density either reduces and the whole charge shifted to inside. So here becomes plus q charge. This is plus q charge, here the charge is 0. This is the condition of earthing. So here we observe when two plates are there, one having charge and another is neutral, and another plate is while earthing. So outer face of the both plates having the charge 0, and in inner region the strong electric field produced. The value of this electric field would be q by a epsilon naught, is the area of the plate. So here the flux is not 0, here the flux is 0, potential is 0, potential is 0 outer side, and electric field vanishes here, electric field also 0, electric field vanishes here, electric field vanishes, and flux is also 0, here flux would be q by epsilon naught. This is the flux inside this region. So here positive charge accumulate inside the region and negative q charge accumulate in at this inside the region. So finally electrostatic equilibrium achieved. So here this phenomena we have discussed here, and for better understanding we take an example that is asked in IIT at JEE Advanced. So concentrate on. Here a concentric cell is given. In this concentric cell, inner radius is 2 centimeter and outer radius is 4 centimeter. This is the question here. Here this is a cell, concentric cell. Here inner radius and this is the outer radius. This is B. A is equal to 2 centimeter and B is equal to 4 centimeter. And a charge Q is placed here. The value of Q is R 8 microcoulomb, and here a key is here, K1 key, and it is K2 key, and this is K3 key. So question is here, when K1 key is closed, K1 key closed and opened, then after first, this is first step. Second step is K2 key is closed and opened. Thereafter, K3 key is closed. We have to find here the heat loss during this process. K2 is opened and K3 is closed. So we have to find the heat loss in this process. So here we let this is the this concentric cell is A and this concentric cell is B. So step first is when Q1 K is closed. So on closing the Q1 key, this situation becomes here the Q1 key. This is closed. Here the positive Q charge. So negative Q charge induced here. Potential becomes this is B. This is A. So potential at B on earthing becomes 0. So negative charge induced here. We can calculate here easily. So we suppose this is charge X. We don't know the value of X. We have calculate here. So potential at B would be 0. So potential at B would be the potential by this charge and potential by this charge. So we write here KQ by B plus Kx by B is equal to 0. So X become minus Q. So minus Q charge induced here. Second scenario is this is first and thereafter step second and this is open. When this key is open, this charge would be isolated. No effect of this charge on this on earthing. When the earthing is done, suppose this is earthing is done. So on earthing of surface A, suppose some charge is transferred from here, or we have to directly calculate the charge here after earthing. So we write here potential at A would be 0. Potential at A due to this charge and this charge, so this becomes KQ by A plus minus KQ by B. This is B, this is A, this is 0. So let's suppose here, Q charge is induced by after earthing. Suppose here Q charge persists. Initially, whatever the charge we don't affected, we consider the how much charge is at that particular situation after earthing. So we suppose Q charge is here. So we calculate here what is the value of Q. So this becomes Q A by B, and A is 2, Q is Q and B is 4. So this becomes Q by 2. So this charge becomes Q by 2 here. So we write here this charge is here Q by 2 and this charge is minus Q. This is the initial position of the system, and when we connect this inner to outer, when the K3 key is closed, then we know the charge of inner sphere would be transferred to outer sphere. Here charge becomes 0. Here would be Q minus Q by 2. We can also easily calculate this. This is the final position. Internal energy initial, internal energy final. We have to calculate the heat loss in both scenario, for these both scenario. So we can easily calculate here the, this is A, this is B. We have easily calculate here how much charge is transfer. Suppose minus Q charge is transfer here and plus Q charge is here. So we write, equate the potential at A. We write the potential at A is equal to potential at B. When we equating this, potential at A is equal to potential of B. Then on writing potential of A and potential at B and at B, the potential at A by the charge this and by the charge this, potential at B by this charge and by this charge, and we calculate to find the inner sphere would be the zero charge on its surface. So outer surface. So when a conducting surfaces are connected, then the inner total charge transfer to outer surface. This is the concept. So we have to calculate here the, we remove all these things. So we have to calculate here the heat loss from this scenario to this scenario. So we calculate here the heat loss, remove this. So heat loss would be U initial minus U final. This would be the heat loss. U initial minus U final. Say this is delta H, U initial minus U final. So we can write here the potential, this inner shell having the charge q by 2, we suppose this charge is at the center. So we write the potential energy here. That would be, potential energy would be k q by 2 minus q upon minus q, k q1 q2 minus q upon, this would be b, k q1 q2 by b, plus the self energy of the inner cell. The self energy is 1 by 2 k q by 2 square by 2 by self energy of here. So this becomes A. We know the self energy of the shell is, self energy of the cell is, self energy of cell k q square by 2 r. This is the self energy of the shell. And self energy for the sphere, solid sphere, this would be 3 by 5 kq square upon r. Self energy is defined kq square by 2r for shell, and solid sphere, this is 3 by 5 kq square upon r. So we write the self energy for inner shell, that would be 1 by 2 kq by 2 square upon a, and self energy for the outer cell, this would be half k minus q square upon, this would be b, and minus the, here the potential energy would be 0 because of this charge is 0. The self energy of inner cell is 0 because of charge of 0. Only the self energy due to the outer cell would be persist here. So we write here 1 by 2 k q by 2 minus q by 2 whole square upon 2b. This is the self energy. So we B and B, KQ minus term, this is minus term, this is plus term, so this cancel out, and this term is remains here. So we write here Q by 2 means 4 means 8, 2, 2, 4 means, this would be half 8, 1 by 2 is here persist, so this would be 1 by 8, this would be 1 by 8 K Q square upon B minus A upon AB. So after solving this term, so the value of K is 9 into 10 to power 9 and 9 into 10 to the power 9 and charge is 8 micro coulomb, 8 square and 10 to the power minus 12, and AB would be 2 cross 4 into 10 raised to power AB. This is centimeter cross. So this is 10 to the power minus 2. This is 4 minus 2. So this would be 8 KQ square upon B. KQ square upon AB. So 8 cancel out. 8 KQ square 8 microfarad, and this is 1 by 8. 8 is also here. So 8 also cancel. So 9 18 into 10 raised to power minus 1. So 10 raised to power minus 3 to 10 raised to power minus 1. So this becomes 1.8 joules delta H. So this is the heat loss here from this scenario. So I hope this session would be very beneficiary to understand the concept of earthing. So I hope this session would be beneficiary for NEET and as well as IIT advanced aspirant. So thanks for watching this video and take care.